Welcome to another episode of Football Bloods TV. International break is finally done and we are back in action for the Premier League. And this time round, it's the rivalry between two mid-table teams of the season. Well, it's time of the season where two mid-table teams will be facing each other, which is Arsenal versus Liverpool. Okay, I'll start off with Liverpool first. Liverpool's supposed to be the top 4 team, and they're still trying to be the top 4 team, but looking at the way it's going, they might miss out, they might slip out. But yeah, it's not over yet. But looking at Liverpool with all their injuries and laid back, there's one coincidence. Liverpool's medical team has actually hired Arsenal's medical team. You see the injury and the Arsenal and the medical and Liverpool's injury and yeah. If you understand, right? Yeah. So yeah, all this is happening in Liverpool, but nevertheless they are still facing Real Madrid. I think in the following Tuesday, so they might be resting some players against Arsenal. But if Champions League is out, then they don't have Champions League next season if they don't care about the Premier League anymore. So Liverpool is in pretty much of a crisis there, and they have some selection headaches as well in terms of injury and all that. And yeah, it is one of those worst title defensive team in the past recent years. Anyway, it's not taking to granted that Liverpool is actually a good side who can actually play good football, and Arsenal should be fear looking at their front attacking three, especially now with Diogo Jota coming in. He's got 2 goals, I believe, 2 or 3 goals. Yeah, 3 goals against for Portugal, and I think Sadio Mane was in the score sheet, Salah was in the score sheet, even Thiago I think was in the score sheet. Curtis Jones, even though he got sent off for England's under 21, he did well too. And yeah, Liverpool has some good records there. Talking about Thiago, is Thiago a flop or is Thomas Partey a flop? Think about it, man. Liverpool recently, with all their defensive line issues, yeah, they're quite bad. You know, look, they lost 6 games at home in a streak, and then they lost to Everton, which is also another history broken. There's a lot of things that happened this season, despite them being the champions last season and all that. But yeah, there's a little bit dip of form. But recently they did pick up a bit after Jota coming back into the action, and Salah is still their main man scoring, even though the team is not performing well. Defensive wise, yeah, it's a little shaky in Liverpool, but yeah, it's not that bad yet. So I think Jurgen Klopp will go for a formation of 4-3-3. I think he's stubborn into that formation. So his keeper will be Alisson. Starting on the right side will be Alexander-Arnold, followed by I think Nat Phillips. He will get the start because he is a promising young talent that Liverpool has. Together with Nat Phillips, I think Kabak, he will be the one playing on the left back. The left centre back, and the left back. Yeah, the 2 Scottish for Arsenal and Liverpool. So this time it's going to be Robertson on the left. And probably Thiago, who is back fit, so I think he will be starting in the middle. And you have Gini Wijnaldum. I think Henderson is out. Naby Keita is back in action. I don't know how the middle line is going to play, but probably I'll be going where I think Klopp might be playing Gini as the mid guy. Thiago will be one of the number 8, box to box, and the other one probably would be, I think, Big Shaqiri. I don't know, probably Shaqiri might be playing there. And then their front 3, I think Firmino has some decent goal scoring record against Arsenal, but I think Diogo Jota should be there. So I think I'll put Mo Salah in the right side. Sadio Mane might be the number 10, I hope, and Diogo Jota on the left. So this is how I think that Jurgen might be playing, and the front 3 will be switching among themselves. But if Firmino starts, then Firmino will be in the false line. That's his default position. Yeah, this is how I think Liverpool will go. Now looking at Arsenal with the presence of Mikel Arteta for the past 1 year, they have been ups and downs. And to be honest to you, They actually had some good games and some very bad games. Look at the West Ham game. That game sums up Arsenal's whole season. The first half and the second half was Arsenal's season. First half was where Arsenal played the worst, and the second half was where Arsenal played the best. So yeah, they have their own ups and downs. And then remember earlier when I asked whether Thiago or Thomas, who's the worst, right? Thomas Partey and Thiago actually had decent 15 games overall, both of them, and both of them had a lot of injuries, and both of them had not stepped up yet, and probably it's because of COVID and all other seasons. But yeah, and also looking at Arsenal's backline, there's a lot of crisis in the backline, especially for their right back. Is it going to be Hector Bellerin, or is it going to be Callum Chambers, who recently had been playing pretty well? And it also could be Cedric Suarez. Okay, so there is some selection headaches for the right back, but the left back is pretty easy to be selected. I also heard that David Luiz is out for a knee injury. Bukayo Saka, who is Arsenal's best player for me this season so far, and he is a little doubt too, so we're not sure what is wrong with him. And also Granit Xhaka, I heard he's ill, but I'm not really sure if he is willing to perform, because he is also another important player for Arsenal. Arsenal, actually, when you're looking back at the table, they are very near to Liverpool, who is in 7th, and it's a bit surprising where sometimes we go like Arsenal is just 4 points away from Liverpool, and then you'll be like, wow, Arsenal is 2nd, Arsenal is 3rd, Arsenal is 4th. No. So this is what I said. It's between the two mid-table teams of the season. Talking about mid-table, yeah. So you see what I did there, right? So yeah, with all the latest team that Arsenal have, they actually can do pretty well. And the main guy for me in this whole Arsenal that had changed a little bit of the front and the back in terms of attacking wise is Martin Odegaard. I feel that guy is pretty good, and as long as Zidane is in charge of Real Madrid, Arsenal fans will be a bit happy. So they are now praying that Real actually wins the Champions League so that Zidane stays. Here's how I think Arsenal will line up against Liverpool. So in goal, Bernd Leno, no doubt. And then on the right side, where I told you there is a selection headache, I think they will go with Cedric Suarez this time, because I think Cedric Suarez is the one among all three of them who had been doing well. Hector Bellerin, he lost his pace a little. His throw-ins ups and downs there and here, but Cedric Suarez has good crossing capabilities and not taking out Callum Chambers as well. But I think Cedric Suarez had better game time compared to Cedric, so I'll go for Cedric Suarez on the right, and then in the right centre back maybe it'll be Pablo Mari. So I think I'll go for Pablo Mari or Rob Holding. I'm not really sure. Wow. Okay, maybe I'll go for Pablo Mari on the right. And on the left side, it will be Gabriel along with Pablo Mari. And on the left, another Scottish left back, Robertson, is on Liverpool. Kieran Tierney is on Arsenal. Two good left backs. And then in the middle, the defensive side, Thomas Partey. If you would have remembered, Thomas Partey tear out Liverpool in Anfield in the Champions League recently. So yeah, Thomas Partey can do it again. So, alongside Thomas Partey, if Xhaka is out, then it should be Mohamed El Nani. And this is how they will go. And then in front of them will be Martin Odegaard. Odegaard, not Bidegaard. Okay, it's Odegaard. So he'll be on the number 10. And then on the right side, I think I'll go for Nicolas Pepe. Looking at his recent performance, his isn't bad. He also did well in Ivory Coast as well for during the international break. So Nicolas Pepe on the right. On the left, here is where you might not be seeing Bukayo Saka. Maybe Saka will be coming up in the second half for the last 15 minutes if he's really okay from that hamstring. But I think on the left, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with his new hairstyle. You all go and check it out. New hairstyle, man, for Aubameyang. So yeah. Maybe with his new hairstyle, he's now back in action again to score goals and be a better Aubameyang than he was for the past few seasons in Arsenal. Yeah, and on top will be Alexander Lacazette, who actually is doing pretty well. And yeah, Lacazette is in form, man. So I'm not taking out of him. And looking at Liverpool's defense, Lacazette might have a couple of goals. Coming to predictions, I think it's going to be Arsenal win. Not because I'm a United fan, but the way it stands with Liverpool having Real Madrid in mind on Tuesday. Arsenal have Slavia Prague, which is a little more delay. I feel it's a 2-1 win for Arsenal, where Lacazette will be having one and Odegaard will be having one. Maybe Diogo Jota will be having one for Liverpool. So this is my predictions. Do let me know on the lineups and what do you think about this whole episode. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.